Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back yet again. This is the last word. I'm joined here today with UNT's Black Student Union President and Vice President. I'm here with Cameron and Miss Tori. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
We're doing good. How are you doing?
I am doing good. A little bit nervous, not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy and thankful that y'all are here and y'all are joining me in on this moment. There's been a lot of things that have happened here at UNT, and from the council. She was a council attorney, the
Assistant
UNT,
General Counsel.
and saying the N word and then doubling down on it, and calling people dumb N words, and which I gotta say, here's what my problem was. A lot of y'all was in that room.
Yeah.
Like UNT's NAACP, they were there in that room and represented and stood up and took action in that moment. And today we met up in what was the name of
The org space.
The org space,
Yes.
and to show solidarity amongst all of the groups. We all wore black, and I gotta say, we all looked lovely doing it.
Definitely.
We did.
Definitely.
And like,
It was amazing.
you know, I saw the beret in the closet, and I was like, I ain't gonna do it to him. But, you know, like, but
Black
it,
Panther.
Okay.
no, I'm
Yeah,
saying I had the
it's-
gloves and the backpack, like I
Oh, you
was
sure
ready to
came
go.
with it.
Oh, I did. I walked in there with it on. I was like, you know what? We are out here today in numbers, strength, and melanin and baby oil. We are out here.
Not the
We are
Not the
out
baby
here.
oil. No, sorry.
But for us to show that strength and unity just goes to show you what we can really accomplish. Because it wasn't just black people there.
Right.
We had
Yeah.
people of all minorities coming there to support each other for a cause. And it just goes to show you that when we show unity, that there's strength in numbers. We've heard that saying before,
Yeah.
but today was definitely proof of it. And from everything that was said, and really, I just want to get a gauge on what y'all think will actually come of what we displayed today as a unit. Cameron.
So I would say honestly, they know that we're serious and that we're not going to stop as far as talking about this, and the conversation is going to continue to go. So as far as the outcome, I hope that next thing is tomorrow. We'll be having the sit-in again, but Yoleon Ogbu, SGA president, she'll be actually speaking, and she'll give her, she has around like 3 to 5 minutes that she's going to be just giving them the spiel exactly of our strategic plan for the Black student experience. And so she won't, from our understanding, they won't be able to combat anything, but she can give it to them, and she has been put on the agenda. And then from there, we plan to set up a meeting with the chancellor.
So I want to know, as far as, because I'm, you know, I've told y'all even off air, I'm new here. This is my first semester here at UNT, and within my first semester to have something like this happen, and for it to appear as if it's been completely swept under the rug, and the lady just resigns, and there's been no real ramifications to anything. I just want to know, from your perspective, from y'all's perspective, since y'all been here, how does that make y'all feel, especially with being black students here?
So I'm the veteran out of the two of us, so I'll take this one. So I came here in fall 2016 as a freshman.
Okay.
Since then, my past 3 years here, this is not the first incident. So sadly, this has been a recurring event year after year where someone of, unfortunately, them being a Caucasian, person, they have used that word. And it's unfortunate that it's mainly been only the use of that word.
Okay.
So this, again, like I said, is not the first incident, but usually, as you said, and it's sad to say that you've noticed that just being here one semester, that it gets swept under the rug. They resign, hush, hush, don't talk about it. We got it under control. So I think what's different about this one is that we have a different student leader in SGA. And the thing about Yoleon is she's not backing down. She's not taking no for an answer. And the thing about me and Cameron is we knew her from BSU.
Okay.
So that's why we work so closely with her, because we are trying to make sure that all black and brown students at UNT do not experience the things that we've experienced or continue to experience them. We do not want this to be another, I don't want to hear about this next year after I graduate. We got another incident again. So we hope that with this situation, us doing the sit-in today and tomorrow will redefine these type of situations so that way they won't happen again. Like, it's coming to a point now where it's been normalized on the campus. And so now I guess we're in the mindset that we don't want this to become the narrative for UNTs, especially the fact that we're MSI now. That's not an excuse. So what we are hoping and what we feel like is different is that we have different students who have a different passion about making sure that these events or that these occurrences do not continue to happen because we're tired of it. So
from my understanding, if I can just add, so the list of demands that we have listed and that we gave to administrators 25 years ago, the demands were quite similar, and that tells you right there that there hasn't been much change.
Right.
And the one thing that that was on there that is very similar is asking for staff members that represent us, that look like us, not just black people, but also brown, like all minorities that look like us, and that we can feel inclusive in the classrooms. And so at that time, that was a conversation as well. And of course, with all the other demands that we have there, also there are some similarities with those. And now here we are 25 years later, and exactly 25 years ago, yesterday was when the students during that time, they actually went into the Board of Regents meeting as well.
Yeah.
And they did something similar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So my whole thoughts and feelings about this is, of course, we had the opportunity and to hear Neil speak and speak to some of the students and even speak to some of the reporters. I don't feel like, and this is me personally, it's the time for talking is over. Action needs to be taken.
Agreed.
Because obviously there's been people before us that have came and spoke out about everything that has happened. And we're still here, just like y'all said, 25 years later, asking for the same thing, telling y'all, hey, look, this seriously needs to be dealt with, that this needs to be put to an end.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that, and through talking through different people from the BSU, NAACP, BSA, SGA, and even the Black content creators. Like we were out there in numbers. Everybody showed up. Yeah. And just talking to them and just getting what everybody's mindset was. It's like, he's saying that they're going to work on it, but they're not giving us action. And that was even one of my questions when it came to the president, was just like, are y'all going to are we going to be in these rooms when it comes to you having these conversations with your staff and faculty? Not just you saying, okay, we're going to talk about it. And it just be an email that gets sent out. Because things like, there's many ways of things to be swept under the rug outside of just not talking about it. You have to address those situations and cut that off at the source. And the source right now is the staff. Because that lady, and he made a point to constantly say that she was not a part of his staff.
He tries to separate.
But see, here's the thing. When you are the president, what is of the school?
Of the entire university. You represent all of us.
When somebody has a UNT on their name, has the UNT on their jacket, and they're speaking at a podium to students, to the student body, they represent you, you represent them, and we represent us. And that's where that line of saying inappropriate things, misbehaving and doing the things that we all know as humans, as people, grown ass adults, if we could really keep it a beam, we know it's not acceptable.
Yeah, no, you hit it with a T, honestly.
I just want to gauge where y'all's mindsets are as far as coming into the meeting tomorrow, which I will be there and I will be attending. You said 10:30, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So 10:45, I believe, is the time that she's speaking, but we're going to be meeting a little bit before that, just so we can just come together and convene, and then we'll be walking over together.
Absolutely. I just don't understand why we keep having to have, and when I say we, I mean students, and not just students, why minority students have to keep having these same conversations over and over again until action actually be taken.
Yeah. Well, if honestly, like, just to also add on that, is that when we are actually having these meetings with administrators, Neil was giving us the runaround about the whole thing. Like, it wasn't any direct answers as far as, can you do this, can you change this, can you, what can you do? It was the whole runaround. Give me data, give me this, we don't have money. But we were literally sitting in that meeting earlier, they're spending $15 million on a golf course. Where's the golf team at? Because I've never seen a golf team before on this campus.
Never.
We
I'm
need
confused.
parking.
I'm confused.
Over
So-
like if we gonna really throw money at stuff here at UNT,
Parking, number one on the list.
No, literally, correct.
like
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But they have an agenda of just keep on collecting checks from everybody and collecting all this money. We have a lot over here that's empty that they tore down businesses. There was a bank, there was a Subway, there was Chicken Express, there was multiple things that were students that they could walk over there and utilize those if they didn't have a car, and they tore it down because they want to build student housing and then they want to charge students $1,300 and this is like, I mean, this isn't the grapevine, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but generally people are pretty spot on about exactly what's going on and what's being built, and honestly, it's very saddening. It saddens me that we just keep on profiting off of our students.
Yeah.
as far as the distribution of funds when it comes to the different clubs and organizations here, I mean, being president and vice president, I know you have more of a better insight than I would when it comes to.
So literally, so SGA, so they had a student services fee town hall yesterday, and so it listed the student services fees. And so student services fee, I don't know if you know, is the services that us students, so all of us in our tuition, like some money goes towards this this big bucket of money, but then also that money is split up to organizations. So SGA has around $120,000 that they use, and they use that money as far as programming, etc. There's some organizations on there. There's some not departments, organizations, moot court. I'm not going to even bash anybody, but there's some people on there that don't deserve as much money as they get. And it doesn't make sense because it's like, where is that money going to? But when it comes to BSU, and Tori can attest to this, that it's an arm and a leg trying to find money for us to program on this campus. We're having to utilize services that SGA has, like Eagle's Nest. And granted, those are very great services that they have for us students.
What is Eagle's Nest?
So Eagle's Nest is a program that that assists you with money for an event that you want to do on campus.
For
so you have to
any
be a student
organization
or
on campus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and so it assists you exactly. So they can program. They can give you around up to $3,500. And with that, they pay. Generally, it's a majority of exactly what your event is, if it's like a big event. So like fall ball, we had the majority of our event was paid through with Eagle's Nest because we didn't want to utilize our funds because we know that this is a free service that we can utilize. We just need to apply a month ahead. And so you have to apply a month ahead. You have to go to the meeting and then just give exactly a presentation over exactly what is the money going towards, what is it for, what are students benefiting out of it, and then from there it takes about maybe 2 weeks for the director and the committee to convene, and then they decide. So it's a director and then there's other students that sit on that committee, and they just decide exactly, do we want to approve it, do we want to deny it, and then from there they then let you know.
Oh man!
But as you can see, it's a very lengthy process. Now, granted, it is, I guess kind of like, fraud proof. So for those organizations who really don't need the money, but they're just trying to get money, I guess like it's for them. But it makes it hard for organizations like us, who are trying to put on these events and programs for students that are not catered to on this campus, that are not cared about on this campus, making these programs and events for them, but we have no money. And having to go to different departments and having to meet, with the different like chairheads and the different vice presidents and all these things just to get money for an organization that supports students that predominantly hold a great weight on this campus in your student population. It baffles me a lot of times with, really today it blew my mind. The golf thing, like that blew my mind.
And that's why I was really happy that we were all in there so we could really see where this money, all of this tuition, they were talking about tuition rising. They were
Right.
raising tuition for different
Colleges,
majors.
yeah.
Like they said something about they're going to be raising it. I believe it was for the engineers and what they're rebuilding. Even in Willis Hall, they wanted to add more money to that.
Right.
Like,
But did you see exactly how quick it was approved? Anybody
Yeah.
say
Yeah, yeah,
anything?
yeah.
It was no rebuttal. It was no
Yeah.
comment. And it may be because they already had the agenda item. They already ran through it. But at the same time, you see exactly how fast that process went and how it seems like they didn't too much care exactly how they were spending that money.
me personally, I honestly wondered. I was like, okay, so if the president of the UNT NAACP decided to go up there, BSU decided to go up there, I wonder if it would run that smoothly.
I was just gonna say, would you?
I really do, and that's just me, because
Yeah.
represented for us and by us.
I mean, and well, the thing is that, like, I appreciate everyone who has assisted us with our money, but we have to literally have all this data and all this
Yeah.
information to present to them just to ask for this money and then go back and forth in those meetings.
Right.
And like I just said, like, I appreciate them so much. Joanne Woodard and Dr. Whip, I appreciate them
Shout
for
outs
the
to
money
y'all.
that they
Yes.
gave us, but we shouldn't have to keep on every year bringing this data, bringing this information. Hey, this is for the students. This is for our development program. What is coming out of that program? Why do you need this money?
Yeah.
I don't think it should be a necessary thing. It should be something where they should be helping us every year because they
Right.
know. And we express in those meetings, we don't have money. We don't have money.
don't.
We can't do anything. So what can you help us with? How can you help us fund these different things? Because I'm not going to sit here and allow this organization just to go into the hole because we don't have money and because I didn't do anything, Tori didn't do anything, my exec board didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you, when it comes to even going to that, it was so powerful, because everybody who is, and there was a lot of people there who probably aren't a part of any of the
Exactly.
organizations
Yeah.
that were there representing and that were in full effect. But it just goes to show you how money really gets spent here.
Right.
And to really display that and put it out on a public platform, kind of like, it really wasn't even public, it was a private, it was a very private meeting. Like we just
Generally,
walked in.
Yeah, people generally aren't going to think about, let me go to the Board of Regents meeting and just
Yeah.
go sit in, and then here we are sitting in this meeting, and then we're hearing that they're approving $15 million to build a golf course. For what? What are you, like,
For a
what?
club
$15 million?
Mhm.
But let me tell you, they spend all that money on the athletic department. But let me be honest, athletics don't be doing too much.
Not a
We
bowl
don't-
game in sight.
Honestly,
They building these buildings, and they built this new football, this indoor
This
practice
little
facility.
practice facility.
I've been in the building. They honestly wasted their money. If
They
I'm be
did.
honest, they have a half a track. It doesn't even go around the entire building.
wow.
Yeah.
It's literally, they have 2 bathrooms. From what I saw, a men's and a women's, all the way in the back, unless they have another locker room put back there, as well as some other things. But they have some offices that go up some steps. But other than that,
It's a
they
waste.
wasted the money. Like, there could have been that money. They could have made smarter decisions. They could have built the building, but they could have been smarter about the different things that they were building.
Yeah.
How much of a burden do you feel like that this has been put on to not only the presidents of all of the different black organizations here, as far as it being publicly displayed that really not much is happening so far as the consequences to this lady coming out and saying what she's saying?
I feel like it's been really tough as far as exactly how do you navigate in
Yeah.
these different areas and what do you do. And so BSU being representing all black students on this campus and being that spokesperson for them, you know, even for me, even for Tori, it's been very hard. Exactly how do we find the passion to keep on pushing? Because
Right.
as far as, you know, with our different constituents and our friends and other people who are black as well, it's been hard gaining some kind of support. You know,
yeah.
but definitely, like I was telling my exec board earlier today, that it really uplifted me, and it was very liberating seeing the amount of students that I have
Yes.
seen impacted and that want to support this cause the past 2 days.
Yes.
Yesterday, when we had our secret meeting, whatever you want to call it, there was a great amount of students in SGA office. And then today, it really, like,
Blew my
when I
mind.
tell you, me and Tori were like, I had to step aside and also pray with Yoleon right before, because I was like, this is crazy. Like, we are literally
Yeah.
about to go in here and, like, everyone's sitting here talking about this is history that is being made.
Yeah.
Right here, right now, and that's
Yeah.
the same message that I was sending to everybody that's a part of the BCCA. It's like, hey, look, black organization here. We need to represent one another. We need to support one another, because if we don't do that, we will not show unity within ourselves. And that's the biggest thing. We showed up as a student body, not just black, not just white. We showed up as a student body, and we were there, and we were in that moment. But I do have to say this. I truly appreciate y'all. I fully support y'all, and I'm behind y'all every single step of the way. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you for the ladies and gentlemen that are tuning in to us right here, right now. The last word.